message for tarot today. Let's go ahead and start with these first 3 cards over here. And these 3 cards are telling me about the situation and maybe some of the players in the situation. First, I pulled up 10 of Swords, the 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 of Wands reversed, and the King of Cups reversed. So the 10 of Wands upright is telling me basically that this situation you were betrayed in. You're feeling betrayed. I'm not talking about like actually betrayed, but like a too brute, like no. I mean maybe, but if you're here, you're probably alive, so probably not. More than likely, it was just like a betrayal of more than likely words, just because swords are kind of communication and words and like logic and thoughts. But you know, you know, ultimately I'm not that psychic, but yeah. And whatever the situation is that you're feeling betrayed or lost in, or like you're just stuck in like all this grief, it's because of a situation that's been delayed or blocked of some kind. So like you were like really hoping something would happen, it didn't. And it was something passionate, something you're passionate about, something you really care about, just because we do have wands here. And it just you know what, now that I'm looking at this, like I just imagine like your passion for something, your thought and care and passion about this thing is actually what led to this, because like you cared so much that it just like in the end, when it didn't work out the way you wanted, it was just like blah. Oh, ouch, that hurts. That's okay though, because well, it's not okay. And like, I'll show you the culprit, this person, this fucking guy. Now, not necessarily saying it is a guy, but it is a masculine energy, so you know, do with that what you will. King of Cups. Very emotionally grounded, but to the point where it's scary. Think the guy, I forget names because I'm really bad at names, the guy from American Psycho, Christian Bale's character. It's giving that just a little bit. Okay, very standoffish, very antisocial, but when they need to be, they know how to turn it on and play the game well. Just because they are so in tune and in touch with their emotions, as you can see, like he's holding the cup, like those are emotions. He's got full control of them, but when we turn it reverse, it's darker. It's to the point where he or she can manipulate the situation, manipulate emotions well, and kind of get the outcome that they're looking for. Yeah, so that's what we got going on over here. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. Now we're going to be diving into kind of your side of the street on this situation. And keep in mind, this whole entire version for this whole reading will be posted on YouTube. You can always reach out if you wanted to book a reading. If not, stick around, hang out with me. Enjoy. Empress, Queen of Pentacles reverse, and the Six of Cups reverse. The Queen of Pentacles keeps coming out for y'all, and the Empress, actually, now that I think about it. Like, what? I think we're gonna have to do like another reading, like diving deep into why the Empress keeps coming up for this collective. I'm honestly curious, but not for this video, but another video. Yeah. So since this is kind of what is going on with your side of the street, or whoever I'm reading, the collective side of the street, you are not necessarily female, but maybe a softer energy, a more nurturing energy. You take care of people. That's something you've learned how to do. You've done your entire life. You are social, and you like to go out. You like to nurture not only your social life and not only the people around you, you also do take care of yourself and the things like you care about. Ah, I see. So since we have this, oh, this was supposed to be reversed, by the way. This Eight of Wands reversed. I put it down upright, but like this Eight of Wands reversed, that's telling me that you're like hindered and delayed on like passion projects, things that you care about, and that's concerning. No, well, not concerning, but like that's a problem if you got the Empress over here, because the Empress loves to nurture and take care of things and help them grow and move forward. And if you're not doing that, if that's what's the situation is over here from whatever's going on, that could be a problem going forward. And that's probably why we've got these reverse cards, this blocked energy going forward, because we've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So that's telling me that like you're losing your ability to kind of take care of your castle in a sense. Your worldly things, your physical realm, your home, family, finances, those big things that matter here in the physical realm, with your physical body, you're having trouble with that now. Because of this whole situation, you're so focused on it, it's tying up all your time and energy and resources, and it's not good. And we're stuck in the past with this situation. So more than likely, yeah. So see I don't know if you guys see it. I see it. The connection between these cards. So this is telling me that whoever this person is, the one that's a little antisocial, very emotionally, not very emotionally, I'm being dramatic, okay, a little emotionally manipulative, standoffish, reserved with their energy, doesn't really share it as often. This person that you might be involved with this situation of like betrayal and grief and feeling stuck with this person, you're clinging to an idea of this person that lives in the past. This is no longer who this person is. I hate to break it to you. Okay, so we're gonna move on from that. Well, we can't pretend like it didn't happen. I mean, that's why we're here. But like, let's move on. Got the Justice, the Justice card. 8 of Cups, 9 of Wands, and then I pulled a clarification card on this one for the Chariot, so we'll go over that last. So Justice in this situation is telling me that you need to be the judge, trial, and jury here. Okay? You need to look at this situation. I cannot talk today. Look at it well. All the things. That's what a judge does, right? And that's ultimately what the Justice card is telling us, is that you need to weigh all your options. Look at the pros, look at the cons, look at all your evidence and discovery. If you must, subpoena some people, get down to the truth of how you're feeling and how you want to proceed in this situation, okay? Because that's ultimately up to you. You can look at all the cards, you can talk to all the people, but ultimately it is yours, your responsibility, not mine. That's for sure. I've got enough of those. 8 of Cups. Okay. I want you to take a deep breath in, listen, walk away. This card is really hard to see. Like I don't actually like this card. I particularly don't like this card. Yeah, this is like the worst card for me, honestly. I'm like, it's so funny because like people are like, oh, so many scary cards. Death card, Tower card. No, like I hate this. I hate walking away from things. But like ultimately sometimes we do, and that's what this card is telling us in this situation. You got to walk away from this. Like maybe this King of Cups reversed is a nice person, and when they want to be, they are the light of the town. I get like a shining light and beacon of a town. I don't know. I'm just going with things. But this person is not worth it, is what I'm seeing. This person's just taking too much time and energy. Like when I look at this spread, I feel like all the energy is flowing towards this one card, and that's never a good thing, because that's sucking up all the energy and time and resources, and that doesn't leave anything for anybody else, especially you, which you don't want to give all your time and energy to something else or someone else or the situation. You want to take some for you. And that's what I'm saying, is that like it's leading you to this place where like you are feeling weak and drained. And yeah, and and I pulled a clarifier card for this because I was just like, okay, so like there's a lot here. Okay, there's a lot here in this section telling us that we need to walk away, we are feeling weak and drained, and that we really need to look at the situation. And I pulled a clarifying card for like, okay, so what do we need to keep in mind here? And to keep in mind, I can't speak. What to keep in mind here is the Chariot. And so the Chariot is generally a good card. It's overcoming obstacles. It's pushing your way through. When there's a will, there is a way. But that can work negatively too, especially in this situation, because I pulled it as a clarifying card of like, okay, what to keep in mind for all this energy that's a little blocked or warped over here. And it's this. And so that's what I'm saying with this situation of like, don't force anything, because when there's a will and there's a way and you'll get your wish, but be careful what you wish for is what I was getting for this. Because when this card came out, that's what it told me for this section. And so be careful what you wish for, what you're manifesting in this situation, because with all tarot readings, and like I will say this a million times and you will hear this a million times, if you don't want to hear this again, just unfollow me now, but nothing is set in stone. If you go to a tarot reader and they tell you, I am fortune telling, this is what's going to happen, for sure, they're lying to you. 100, 1,000, 1,000,000%, because nobody can tell the future, because the future is not set in stone. It is liquid. It is alive. It is based off your choices. It is based off the choices of others. It is based off the free will of you and the collective unconsciousness, which is what I call it, but spirit, people, Akashic records, whatever you want to call it. People call it a lot of things. I'm not going to get into that with this video, but that is important to keep in mind, I think. All right, I'm done. All right, so now we're going forward. We're moving forward. We've assessed the situation. We've gotten all the information, and now we're moving forward. Page of Cups, Ace of Pentacles reversed, and Knight of Swords reversed. Okay. Okay, so this can be one of two things. Could be both, I don't know. Could be both. You need to learn how to take care of yourself emotionally. Yeah, because it goes page, queen, no, page, knight, queen, then king. Excuse my dyslexia. And so since the courts are a progression, when we get court cards and we get them in sequential order or anything like that, that is always something to keep in mind, because that, is referencing your journey in that court system. And so here we have the emotional journey, right? And so like this is reversed. That's blocked, stale energy. We want to counteract that. So that is that person. I'm seeing the ties between this, because it's like right now we're tied to this person and their love, and instead we need to replace it with either our love for ourselves or a newer type of love, a softer type of love, a gentler, more supportive type of love. And that doesn't necessarily have to be from another person. It can be from yourself. See him talking to his emotions. So it doesn't have to be another person, but, a little fish inside. Talk to him. It's good for you. Anyways, Knight of Swords, reversed, going forward. It was reversed. This is reversed. So you want to cut through, you're going to want to cut through the bullshit going forward. Yeah, that makes sense. Because the King of Cups reversed here in this situation, this person that we keep talking about, who's, again, standoffish, antisocial, but very good with your emotions, very deep, very sensitive, someone you connect with, but you need to cut through the bullshit and see that maybe it's not a facade, but it's for their benefit, not necessarily the benefit of others. You know what pops in my head is the word therapy speak. Yeah, therapy speak. Oh yeah, that's clicking really hardcore. So whoever this person is uses a lot of that. They use what they portray as their ability to be emotionally grounded and calm and logical with their emotions as a tool against other people, when in fact they are actually not as evolved as they would portray. It's all just a facade. And I'm saying that, like, once we figure this out, once we cut through all the bullshit, once we frankly cut this person out of our life, because that's what I'm getting. Knight of Swords reversed is cutting things out, cutting through the bullshit. And again, the Eight of Cups reversed here is telling me that we just need to walk away. Be careful what you wish for. We're tired. We don't want to continue on this way, because if we do, I'm seeing lots of blocked opportunities. We're going to stop opportunities in general for the physical realm coming to us, because that can happen. If you change your energy, if you change your frequency, bad things happen. It's kind of like the golden rule. Like, you treat the world as you want to be treated. If you don't do that, then you end up with blocked energy and you don't get things, unfortunately. And again, not only will it be the blocked physical, there's a cat outside, blocked physical opportunities, but also blocked passion. Use your imagination there. And so that leads us to the end here. If you stuck with me this long, thank you. If not, you're not here, so it's not like it matters. Okay, the womb. The womb was the first. The siren was the second, and the pilgrim was the last. All right, so the womb is for this oracle. Back up. Before I do this, I pull this oracle just again. I say this all the time. I'll probably say it again. I pull it to reiterate what the message of the tarot reading was, because tarot readings can get long, they can get winding, and you can get lost. I get lost all the time. I don't know if you noticed. I notice. That's why this helps. The womb is basically telling me, and this makes sense because we had the Empress here. Same thing. The Empress in the womb. I'm seeing with that message is that we need to focus more on taking care of ourselves, like mothering ourselves. We are mothering too many people. And this doesn't even have to be if you're like an actual mother. Just because you're not an actual mother doesn't mean you're not mothering other people. Let me tell you. I mean, there's people at work that you might be mothering. Like, if they can't do their job, then you have to pick up the slack. That's mothering someone. Sorry, I get off on a tangent on this one. Siren. We're moving on. I'm forcing myself. The siren. So the siren, again, oh gosh, the similarities. This is why I love tarot every fucking time. Comes back to this guy. This fucking guy. Or girl. Gal. Peeps. The siren. Okay, so the siren, if you are not familiar with the story of the sirens, I'll tell you the most famous one. Odysseus from the Iliad? The Odyssey? I don't know, one of those Greek ones. Again, I don't remember well. I know it, couldn't tell you for sure, but basically the sirens are like, think mermaids, but scary as shit because they could fucking kill you, and they have a song that they sing that like lures you in. And they used to live in the ocean. They used to kill a lot of seafarers and stuff, like seamen. And so they had an intoxicating song that would pull people in, and it's impossible to resist it. And in the Odyssey, Odysseus actually has his men tie him to the mast so he can hear the siren song, but he doesn't follow the siren song. And like, that's kind of what I'm getting with this, is kind of, you have to get your crew to tie you to the damn mast, because you are just not going to let this thing go, are you? Is what these cards are telling me. You are just drawn to this person, to this situation, like a siren, essentially. All right, this is just a jumbled mess at this point. All right, last one, the pilgrim. Hop on the Mayflower because you're getting out of here. No, I'm just kidding. The Pilgrim. So what that means, basically, yes, think the Mayflower. When the Pilgrims came over, it was just them. And when they came here, it was just them and a big old empty vast of forest. Now, granted, it was not a huge empty vast of forest. There was like tons of indigenous folk in there, but like the indigenous folk are also part of the scary part. So imagine being, these European settlers from this very civilized kind of place in the world, going to North America where everything is the wild, wild west at this point. And so, like, that's the feeling we're getting right now. That's where we're stuck right now because of this siren song. And so, once we can break this, once we can stop listening to the siren song, once we can tie ourselves to the mast and kind of get past this part of the rough waters in our journey, we can stop being the pilgrim and be, instead of the pilgrim, but the person who is a settler, who is settled in the land, rather than being a pilgrim who's kind of like lost and doesn't have a home, you know? Because you'll eventually find that home, because that's what this is ultimately coming down to, is like finding a home. Yeah, it's finding a home. And you haven't found that home yet. You thought you found the home, haven't found the home. It's unfortunate, but it happens, and you'll get there. Right now, you're just a pilgrim. And that's okay. See you next time.